Ning Caichen was a man from Zhejiang. He was open-hearted, upright, careful in conduct, and deeply self-respecting. He often told others that in his whole life he would never be greedy for beauty, nor would he divide his affections in an unfaithful way. Once, while traveling to Jinhua Prefecture to take the examinations, he reached the north of the city and settled in an old temple. The halls and pagodas were grand in scale, but the courtyard grass had grown taller than a person, making it clear that no one had lived there for a long time. The monk cells on the east and west side stood with their doors loosely shut, while only a small room on the south side still had a lock that looked new. Ning thought that since there were no households in the northern part of the city, staying here would at least be quiet. As evening fell, a scholar came and opened the door of the small southern room. Ning Caichen hurried forward, bowed, and explained that he wished to lodge there. The scholar said that the place had no owner and that he himself was only staying temporarily. If Ning did not dislike the desolation and loneliness, he would gladly live with him day and night and discuss learning together. Ning was delighted, spread grass on the ground as a bed, set up a wooden board as a table, and planned to stay for some time. That night the moonlight was bright and clear, its pale radiance flowing like water. The two men sat facing each other beneath the corridor of the main hall and exchanged names. The scholar introduced himself as Nie Xiaoqian, a man from Shaanxi. The two then lived together for more than half a month. One night, a young woman of about 17 or 18 with extraordinary beauty quietly came to Ning Caichen's lodging. Ning sternly ordered her to leave. The woman said that it was deep in the night, no one was around, and there was no need for scruples. Ning still rebuked her harshly and drove her away. She lingered and seemed about to say more, but Ning angrily shouted that if she did not leave at once, he would call the scholar in the southern room. Frightened, the woman finally turned and went away. But just as she reached the doorway, she returned and placed a gold ingot on Ning Caichen's bedding. Ning picked it up and threw it straight into the courtyard, saying that wealth gained by improper means must not soil his baggage. The woman showed shame on her face, turned away, and murmured as she left that this man truly had a heart like iron and stone, unmoved by either money or beauty. Early the next morning, a scholar from Lanxi arrived with his servant. He too had come to prepare for the examinations and moved into the eastern side room. Unexpectedly, that very night the scholar suddenly died. On the sole of his foot was a tiny puncture as if made by an awl, and blood was slowly seeping from it. No one could determine the cause of death. After another night passed, his servant also died, and the manner of death was exactly the same as his master's. When Nie Xiaoqian returned in the evening, Ning Caichen told him about these strange events. He judged that ghosts or demons were at work. Ning was naturally straightforward and open-hearted, and at first he did not take the matter deeply to heart. At midnight, the same woman came again and said to Ning Caichen that she had seen all kinds of people, yet never anyone as firm in will as he was. He was truly a man of noble conduct, and she no longer dared hide the truth from him. She said her name was Nie Xiaoqian. She had died at the age of 18, and her remains were buried beside this temple. After death, she had been coerced by a demon and forced to do harm to people, putting on a false smile to approach travelers. None of this was what she wished to do. She said that now there was no one left in the temple to harm. The demon would next send a yiksha to take Ning's life. Ning was greatly alarmed and hurriedly asked how he could protect himself. Xiaoqian told him that if he stayed in the same room with Yin Xiaoqian that night, he could avoid disaster. Ning asked why she did not try to seduce Yin. Xiaoqian answered that Yin was a master with extraordinary arts, and she did not dare go near him. Ning asked how they harmed people. Xiaoqian explained that whenever a man was deluded by her beauty, She would secretly pierce the sole of his foot with an awl so that his mind became clouded. Afterward, she would suck his blood to provide it for the demon to drink. She also used gold to lure people. But that gold was actually the bone of a Rakshasa demon. If someone kept it near him, the demon would dig out his heart and liver. These two devices were traps set through people's weaknesses for greed and lust. Ning felt grateful and asked when the danger would come. Xiaoqian said it would happen the next night. As they parted, she wept and begged him, saying that she was trapped in a sea of suffering and could not free herself. Since Ning was full of upright spirit and surpassing righteousness, he could surely help her escape misery. If he would gather her dry bones, take them back to his homeland, and bury them properly, the kindness would be like giving her life again. Ning agreed without hesitation. He asked where her grave was. Xiaoqian told him only to remember that north of the temple there was a white poplar tree with a crow's nest at the top. Her grave was there. After speaking, her figure flickered and disappeared. The next day, afraid that Nie Xiaoqian might go out, Ning went early to invite him. After the morning hour had passed, Ning prepared wine and food while watching Yan's movements carefully. He proposed that they sleep in the same room that night. Yan declined, saying he preferred quiet and was used to being alone. Ning would not give up and carried his bedding over. Yan had no choice but to move their beds together and warned him that since Ning's heart was upright, he should not have met disaster in the first place. Nevertheless, Yan possessed a little secret art, and Ning must never tell outsiders. Ning solemnly agreed. When night came and the two lay down to rest, Nie Xiaoqian placed a small casket beside his pillow. At midnight, Ning Caichen had still not fallen asleep when he heard a faint sound outside the window. He quietly rose and looked out. There he saw an evil spirit like a yiksha with huge eyes, blood dripping from its mouth, and terrifying sharp claws and teeth, approaching the window step by step. Ning was terrified and was just about to call Nie Xiaoqian when the casket beside the pillow suddenly rang with a sharp sound. A streak of white light flew through the air and shot straight at the yiksha. The yiksha screamed, staggered, and fled in panic. Nie Xiaoqian was awakened by the sound, while Ning pretended to be asleep and watched in secret. Yin picked up the casket to examine it, took something out, and inspected it carefully in the moonlight. It was bright and white, about 2 inches long, and as narrow as a leek leaf. After checking it closely, he wrapped it layer by layer, put it back into the old casket, and muttered that some demon had been so bold as to damage his sword casket. Then he lay down again. Ning was greatly astonished. He rose, bowed to Nie Xiaoqian, and truthfully told him everything he had seen. Yin said that since the two of them were now acquainted and trusted each other, he would no longer conceal the truth. He was a swordsman. If the window lattice had not blocked the attack, the evil spirit would have died on the spot. Even so, it had been badly wounded. Ning asked what was inside the casket. Yin answered that it was a sword, and that he had smelled demonic energy on it. Ning wished to see it with his own eyes, so Yin took it out for him to view. It was a small sword flashing with cold light. From then on, Ning respected Yin even more. The next day, everyone saw bloodstains outside the window, proving that the night attack had been real. Ning Caichen then went north of the temple. There he saw a stretch of desolate graves, and indeed found the white poplar tree with a crow's nest at its top. After arranging everything properly, Ning Caichen packed his belongings and prepared to return home. Nie Xiaoqian specially laid out wine to send him off, showing very sincere friendship. At parting, Yin gave Ning an old worn leather bag and said that it was a sword bag. If he treasured it well, it could help keep all kinds of ghosts and evil things away. Ning wished to take Yin as his teacher and learn swordsmanship. Yin said that with Ning's faithfulness and uprightness, he was suited to this path, but that his destiny was to become an official and enjoy fortune, not to live as a wandering swordsman. Ning then used the excuse that he had a younger sister buried there, opened the grave, took out Nie Xiaoqian's remains, wrapped them carefully in clothing, hired a boat, and set out for home. After Ning Caichen arrived home, his mother learned of the whole affair and was at first very frightened. Ning explained the causes and consequences clearly, and his mother was moved to pity. She then set up a spirit tablet and made offerings to Xiaoqian's soul, giving the dead girl formal remembrance within the household. That night, Xiaoqian appeared and came to pay her respects. She thanked Ning, saying that through his righteous help her dry bones have been buried, a kindness like being created anew. She wished to remain in the household as a maidservant and serve them in repayment of this great virtue. Seeing that she was gentle and tender in nature, Ning's mother also grew fond of her. From then on, Xiaoqian served at Ning's mother's side morning and evening, doing everything according to the older woman's wishes. At that time, Ning Caichen's first wife was weak and ill, bedridden year after year, and Ning's mother had to labor hard every day. With Xiaoqian's help, household matters were handled in good order, and Ning's mother became much less burdened and felt deeply grateful. As the days passed, the family grew closer and closer. Ning's mother treated Xiaoqian like her own daughter and gradually forgot that she was a ghost. She even could not bear to let Xiaoqian stay alone elsewhere at night and kept her living with her. When Xiaoqian first came, she never ate or drank. Only after half a year did she slowly begin to drink a little thin porridge. Mother and son both loved her dearly and never mentioned to outsiders that she was a ghost, so others knew nothing of it. Before long, Ning Caichen's first wife died of illness. Ning's mother secretly began to think of making Xiaoqian her daughter-in-law. Yet she also worried that a ghost might be harmful to her son. Xiaoqian sensed the old woman's thoughts and took the opportunity to speak. She said that she had lived in the household for more than a year, so the old woman should know her true heart. She had followed Ning only because she no longer wished to harm people. She had no improper thoughts. She revered him because he was open, upright, and respected even by heaven, earth, and the spirits. She wished only to remain in the household for several years. And if one day Ning became an official and received honor, she too might share a little reflected glory. Ning's mother knew Xiaoqian meant no harm, but still worried about descendants. Xiaoqian answered that descendants were determined by fate. Yet Ning had accumulated deep virtue and would surely have descendants. Ning's mother set her worries aside, discussed it with her son. Ning gladly agreed, and the two were formally married. 1 year later, Ning Caichen went to take the imperial examinations. Xiaoqian urged him that on this trip he would certainly obtain scholarly rank. But after the examinations, he must return home quickly and not linger outside. Ning nodded and agreed. After entering the examination compound, Ning saw 2 ghost constables holding documents and seizing living men. One of them looked very familiar. Looking carefully, Ning recognized him as the Lanchi scholar who had died in the old temple. Ning was both shocked and amazed. A moment later, the ghost constables came near him, but suddenly drew back, saying that this man was full of righteous spirit and protected by sword aura, so they could not approach him. They then turned and left. Only then did Ning understand that the sword bag given by Yin Qixia was secretly protecting him. After he returned home, Xiaoqian said that he had now seen it for himself. In the past, she had been coerced by the demon and had caused many deaths. Now, through his blessed virtue, she had escaped that sea of suffering. But the demons still existed in the world and might come seeking revenge. Ning was frightened and took out the leather bag left by Nie Xiaoqian, hanging it inside the house. When Xiaoqian saw it, she was overjoyed and said that this was indeed the sword bag Yin had given, able to subdue every evil thing. One day in broad daylight, Ning's mother was resting indoors when she suddenly saw a black-clothed woman burst through the door. Intending to harm her, Ning's mother cried out in alarm. Xiaoqian rushed over at once and threw the sword bag at the intruder. The black-clothed woman screamed, turned into a wisp of black smoke, and vanished. Xiaoqian supported Ning's frightened mother, and the two held each other for a moment. From then on, no disaster troubled the family, and they lived in peace. Several more years passed. Ning Caichen passed the examinations and became a jinshi, eventually rising to the office of county magistrate. Xiaoqian bore him a son, and the child was naturally intelligent. Later, Ning's mother died peacefully at the end of her life, and Xiaoqian carried out the funeral rites with full devotion. When Ning grew old and resigned from office, he and Xiaoqian retired together into the mountains. People said this was the blessing they had earned through accumulated virtue and good deeds. The historian of the strange comments, "Wealth could not tempt him, and beauty could not shake him." This was precisely what made Ning Caichen different from ordinary men. Nie Xiaoqian's situation was dangerous at every step, yet in the end she received a complete and blessed outcome. Was this not because Ning Caichen held righteousness in his heart and compassion in his mind? Those in the world who chase fame and profit against conscience should awaken after reading this story.